Glad you could join us for 7:30 News Bulletin. My name is Vales Chizombe. First, the headlines. Pope Leo XIV urges youth to follow example of newly canonized saints. Presidential candidates sign peace declaration ahead of 16th September elections. DPP slams government over economic mismanagement, promises reforms. And in the news, former Zambian President Lungu's family in mediated talks to end funeral disputes. We do have the details to these and more stories. Please stay with us. Pope Leo XIV proclaimed the Italians Pier Giorgio Frassati and Carlo Alcatis as saints of the Church on Sunday, declaring their veneration among the Catholic faithful. The canonizations of the two men progressed before an estimated 70,000 people in St. Peter's Square, were the first of Leo's pontificate. The congregation, which included the family of actors, applauded after Pope Leo pronounced the rite of canonization and declared the two patrons of young people as the Church's new saints. Chelite Chilanga is reading a Catholic News Agency report.
In his homily, the Holy Father reflected on a passage from the Book of Wisdom, which was read by Acutis' young brother Michel during the Mass celebration. Pope Leo spoke extensively about the two new saints in his homily, saying, like Solomon, the new saints Carlo and Pier Giorgio understood that friendship with Jesus and faithfully following God's plans is greater than any other worldly pursuits. He said God calls us to abandon ourselves without hesitation to the adventure that he offers us with the intelligence and strength that comes from his spirit. The Holy Father also spoke of other young saints throughout history, including St. Francis of Assisi, who saw it was wise to prefer the love of God and others over riches. Describing their winning formula for holiness, the Holy Father spoke about the ordinary circumstances through which they dedicated their lives to God. According to the Pope, the two Italian saints cultivated their love for God and for their brothers and sisters through simple acts of daily Mass, prayer, and especially Eucharistic adoration, which are available to every Catholic. At the end of the Mass, which he concelebrated with approximately 2,000 other priests, Pope Leo invoked the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary for peace, especially in the Holy Land and Ukraine, and in every other land that is facing blood.
Auxiliary Bishop Vincent Frederick Mokwawa of the Archdiocese of Lilongwe has emphasized the crucial role Clergy priests, sisters, and brothers play in the lives of the lay faithful. He made this appeal during the congregation of Theresian sisters at Mlale Parish, highlighting their duty to nurture the spiritual growth of their flock. Emmanuel Chocha has more in this report.
The event brought together Catholic faithful who celebrated the Golden Jubilee of Sister Nelia Jandamali and Sister Selina Jindozi, as well as the Silver Jubilee of Sister Teresa Mlenga and Felista Kampande. With joy, singing, and dancing, Bishop Mwakwawa stressed that priesthood and religious life are vocations where individuals are ordained and make vows to serve the Church wholeheartedly with zeal. He reminded the attendees of the reciprocal nature of their relationship with the lay faithful. The auxiliary bishop acknowledged the care shown by the lay faithful through various gifts received by the clergy, underscoring the mutual support within the church community. In his message, Bishop Mwakwawa appealed to priests and sisters to pray for the lay faithful who face numerous challenges, recognizing their interconnectedness of their spiritual journey.
The religious, when they are called by God, they abandon everything of earthly life, married life, but also material possession and being employed at different workplaces. The reason is we want to dedicate ourselves to prayer, because for the church and for the world, prayer is a part of an activity that transforms the world. So I was reminding them that they should focus on prayer, to pray for the people, especially now that the world is facing so many challenges, and we human beings are facing so many challenges, economic challenges, social challenges, but also, I mean, we should admit evil is also taking root in the hearts of some people. So all these problems, one way of countering them is through prayer.
The celebration honored the dedication and service of the Teresian sisters, marking significant milestone in their religious life. By emphasizing prayer and service, Bishop Mwakwawa encouraged the clergy to remain committed to deepen the spiritual life of their faithful, fostering a strong and supportive church community. For Luntha News, in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Chiwocha.
The Malawi Conference of Catholic Bishops, through its president, Right Reverend Bishop Martin Anwar Ntumbuka, has called on the newly launched Association of Catholic Lawyers to uphold and defend human dignity. Speaking on Saturday, 6th September 2025, at Sacred Heart Cathedral in Zomba during the association's official launch, Bishop Ntumbuka urged Catholic lawyers, magistrates, and judges to actively promote the value of human dignity in line with the Church's long-standing mission. Andrew Nandolo has filed this report.
Right Reverend Martin Anwar Ntumbuka reaffirmed the Catholic Church's belief that life begins at conception, stressing that every person, whether unborn or adult, rich or poor, has an inherent right to dignity that must be protected. In his remarks, Justice Charles Nkandawire of the Supreme Court of Appeal, who chaired the steering committee for the launch, urged the newly elected leadership to move quickly in establishing chapters. He said this would enable the association to collaborate with similar bodies in the region, including those in Zambia and Zimbabwe.
Well, I look at the future with optimism. As you may be aware, the Malawi Conference of Catholic Bishops does not operate in isolation. It relates with other conferences like the Catholic bishops in Zambia and Zimbabwe. And as you have rightly pointed out, we had our colleagues from Zimbabwe who have gone a step further than us, because there is already in place an association in Zimbabwe of this nature. So we invited them so that we could, share ideas, and we cross-fertilize the ideas about this association. So the next move would be to integrate the country associations into a bigger block. And I think that will be now the responsibility of the new executive committee that has been elected here to interface with their colleagues in Zimbabwe and Zambia.
Taking his turn, Lincoln Majogo, president of the Association of Catholic Lawyers in Zimbabwe, an organization formed in 2016 and officially accredited and launched in 2023, said their mission is to promote and uphold the values of the Catholic Church while serving as a voice for the voiceless. He emphasized the lawyers have a duty to interpret the law in a way that ensures innocent people are not prosecuted due to ignorance.
Firstly, to congratulate the team here in Malawi for a successful launch. There is so much that we need to do as the Catholic lawyers. We are facing so many problems, one of them being ignorance. People do not know of the law. And one of the things that the team would have to do is to have free legal aid clinics so that people get to know about laws, bills before they are passed into laws, and also laws that how those laws affect them. There will definitely come moments when we have to be the voice of the voiceless. So to my fellow colleagues who are launching and who are getting elected today, I say be courageous, speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. You are the defenders of the voiceless. So don't be scared, don't be afraid, have faith, be brave, be courageous, and you will always be protected. Thank you so much.
The launch of the Association of Catholic Lawyers was held under the theme Builders of Justice, Bearers of Hope, with Chief Justice Resilience Commander serving as the guest of honor. Reporting from Zomba, this is Andrew Nandolo.
Young Christian Workers Vice President for the Lilongwe Archdiocese, Godson Matita, has urged young people to join the movement, highlighting their vital role as agents of change. He stressed the importance of mentorship in addressing spiritual, social, and mental health issues, including the rising threat of youth suicide. Matita made the appeal on Sunday, 7th September, following the enrollment of 65 new members at Utatu Oyera Parish. We have more in this report, filed by Gift Kalonga, read in our studios by Tantiwe Zumara.
According to Godson Matita, Vice President of YCW Lilongwe Diocese, the movement is integral to youth ministry, promoting active participation in church activities and programs. Matita added that YCW membership comes with numerous benefits, including access to counseling and business advisory services. Matita also said that YCW offers many benefits, including access to counselors and business advisors.
My message is that they should come and join YCW. There are a lot of benefits by joining the YCW. We have got a lot of professionals here in our group. We have got doctors, we have got lawyers, we have got nurses, just to mention a few. And for sure, if a youth come and join YCW, they will be assisted. We have got also counselors. We have got the business advisors. You know, we are in area of youth resorting to suicide. This is a right choice for them to join YCW, and for sure, we may emulate the increased number of suicide cases.
YCW Chairperson Bernard Moyamsana highlighted the importance of young people joining the movement, citing their potential as agents of change. He noted that YCW provides a supportive platform for youths to address spiritual and social issues, while programs like social inquiries and charity work help them develop valuable life skills and foster community solidarity.
We believe as young persons, we are the best agents of change. So joining the movement offers a platform for us young Christians to associate with our brothers and sisters, help each other on spiritual issues as well as social issues which affect our lives on a daily basis. So it's very important that young persons should come together. They should be busy with something else. In this case, they should be busy with such activities because, as you know, an idle person is the devil's workshop. So when you are busy with the church activities, chances are you'll be you will prevent engaging in other activities which are harmful in day-to-day life. Yeah, thank you.
Catherine Hara, a new member of the Young Christian Workers from St. Philip's section, expressed her enthusiasm about joining the organization. She encouraged other young people to become members, citing the numerous benefits that YCW offers.
I'm encouraging the youth to join the YCW in the sense that there are a lot of activities that are happening in the YCW, in the sense that there's some spiritual teachings, the Catholic teachings and the retreats that happen in the YCW that are able to help us to grow spiritually in the Catholic Church.
The Young Christian Workers is a Catholic-based movement whose mandate is to help youth become responsible leaders in both the church and society, guided by its motto, see, act, and judge.
President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, alongside fellow presidential contenders in the upcoming September 16th elections, signed a peace declaration on Monday during a ceremony held at Bingu International Convention Center in Lilongwe. The candidates pledged to uphold peace throughout the electoral process and in its aftermath. The signing took place during a national prayers organized by the Public Affairs Committee aimed at fostering unity and promoting a violence-free election period. Tandem Zmara has filed this report.
During the event held at Bingu International Convention Center, BICC in Lilongwe, PAC chairperson Monsignor Patrick Tawale said the prayers were intended to seek divine guidance for peaceful elections and to secure a commitment from presidential candidates to resolve disputes peacefully through the signing of a peace declaration. Monsignor Tawale also appealed to the Malawi Police Service to provide maximum security and ensure that all candidates are able to campaign freely across the country without obstruction. He condemned any form of violence whether perpetrated by ruling or opposition parties.
We strongly request the police to provide maximum security. Let us allow presidential candidates to campaign freely without hindrance and travel to various places peacefully and safely. We condemn any form of violence, whether perpetrated by a ruling party or opposition. It is evil.
Malawi Electoral Commission Chairperson Justice Annabel Mtalimanja described the peace declaration as a moral covenant before God and the Malawian people. She reaffirmed MIC's commitment to upholding peace and stability by executing its mandate impartiality and without fear or favor. She reaffirmed MIC's commitment to upholding peace and stability by executing its mandate impartially and without fear or favor.
The Commission also expresses its gratitude. Your presence demonstrates to us and Malawians that peace and dialogue must remain central to our democratic journey. Malawi Electoral Commission, as the election management body mandated to manage elections in this country, draws inspiration from today's theme, choosing a path of dialogue and mediation, and that violence is not an option.
The national prayers were hosted under the theme, in choosing a path of dialogue and meditation, violence is not an option, and they were aimed at promoting peace ahead of Malawi's September 16th elections. For Luntha News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
The Democratic Progressive Party (DPP) has accused the current administration of economic mismanagement in freighted fertilizer pricing and misuse of public funds. The party has called on Malawians to safeguard their votes and pray to sweeping reforms if elected into office. Speaking at a press briefing held today at the DPP offices in Naperi, Blantyre, party officials criticized the high cost of fertilizer, saying it has placed unbearable burden on smallholder farmers who now lack adequate support. Judy Fogan has filed a report read in our studios by Gideon Kachala.
In his remarks, DPP spokesperson Shadrack Namalomba emphasized that Malawians deserve a leadership that can restore economic stability. He said that current administration has failed to address the cost of living crisis, leaving many thousands struggling. Taking her turn, Mary Tom Navicha highlighted that she was termed as negligent of women, rural communities. She said that DPP remains committed to championing the intrusive policies that empower women, youth, and the vulnerable groups.
Amayi ndi ana akuvutika, anthu okalamba akuvutika, anthu antenda zangona akuvutika amene amayenera kudya mu chakudya cha magulu. Lero mwalima chimanga ndama zaboma, mwazipakulira nokha, chimangacho mukukachikwezaso mtengo, lero mukubwera ndi boza loti mufuna kutsitsa federeza, kuti asala 5 days. 5 days lero mutsitse federeza apeze anthu mmamidzi, ayambe kugula alesa akwanire ndilitiro, boza lake la mtundu wanji. Ine ndikusekani ino amene mutuluka mboma pompano, mutuluka ndi chitonzo, mukutuluka ndi chipongwe, mukutuluka ndi manyazi agwire nkhope zanu. Ndino anthu omvetsa chisoni, kuopa Mulungu mkati mwanu mulibe. Ndino anthu omvetsa chisoni kwambiri, koma chilango chili pasi pompano. Kunali anzanu amene anazunza anthu osalako, chilango chimakhala pasi pompano, kumwamba ukakhala moto wachiwiri, koma moto oyamba uli pasi pompano. Ndiye ife tikupemphani kuti musathawe, tikukufunani. Musathawe pasapezeka otuluka munomu, tikukufunani one by one, muyankha. Ndalama zonse zimene mwabera Malawi.
Meanwhile, Samia Suleiman pointed to food insecurity as one of the pressing issues facing the country. He said that DPP has a track record of implementing practical agriculture policies and stressed that the need for a return to systems that ensure national food security.
Tinali ndi over 60,000 metric tons munkhokwe. Kuadi maki tinali ndi mpunga wankhani, tinali ndi cotton lint, tinali ndi ntedza, tinali ndi nyemba. Tukumbukira wina wake wamkulu wa NGC ya Malawi Congress akunena kuti ine ndaba chimanga koma there are big fish mukumbukira niyo maripota ndi milandu yokuti ilipo kale ku polisi inapangidwa kale koma chifukwa chokuti munthu uja akuvala cha Congress nkuima pafupi ndi president palibe akumufunsa akumugwira koma milandu yo ilipo kale. Nkhani ya kubuchale tinanamizidwa pano kuti ndalama yakatengedwa zonama mpaka lero kufuna kuti pusisa tukuziwa kuti ndi mwana wa munthu wamkulu kwambiri amene anakasha ndalama manager ku Washington.
Closing the briefing, DVB National Director of Political Affairs, Ben P, underscored that importance of accountability and good governance. He urged that Malawians needs leaders who will uphold transparent and deliver tangible results for the people. The four panelists stressed that Malawians are aiming for a change, adding that September 16 polls will be a defining moment for a national future.
Ojazake Arebe Mulandu Party President Dr. Michael Usi has announced that if elected, his administration will include individuals from various political parties in the cabinet and other key government institutions. Speaking in Lilongwe on Sunday during Whistle Stop tours in Likoni, Chigrizano, Mtandire, Ngona and Zenza, Dr. Usi, who is also the country's vice president, assured supporters that his government would not tolerate any form of interference once in power. We have more in this report filed by Robert Edward.
Lumbadzi is the last destination of the 60th Whistle Stop during the Whistle Stop tour conducted by the Vice President, Dr. Michael Usi, who is Odiazake Aribe Mlandu Party, after starting from Mitundu all the way to Chigurizano, stopping by the Chinsapo 2 before going to Ntandire and being stoned actually by some people, unknown people in Area 25 in Sungwi, where he did not manage to conduct the Whistle Stop on Sunday, the 7th of September 2025. Now, there are a number of things that he has kept on saying throughout the Whistle Stops. He says that there will be a day before the 16th September when he is going to address the issue of fertilizer prices, like how he is going to manage the fertilizer prices once voted into power. The Vice President and Odiazake Aribe Mlandu Party President also touched on how his government is going to look like. He says he's going to accommodate people, including the ministers, that are going to come from different political parties. He has, however, warned people that they should not vote because of their tribe or where they come from in any region of Malawi, but they should vote because of their conscience. He believes that he is the one who has got the solutions to the current problems facing the country. This is part of what the Right Honorable Dr. Michael Usi told journalists after the Whistle Stop at Lumbadzi.
Because we are one people, Malawi Congress Party has some individuals who are a cream, GPP, UDF, all parties. So for me, to pick from all those parties, to include them in my government is the best way to do. The Malawi national team, the Flames, they pick from all clubs that have people, that have players that are relevant in terms of, playing in the Malawi national team. So it is about one Malawi, one nation.
Now, the country is going to the general polls on 16th September 2025, where Malawians are going to elect the president, members of parliament, and ward councillors. We saw a very interesting scene in Ntandire where supporters or the motor entourage of the UTM president, Dr. Ndaliso Kabambe, passing where the vice president, Dr. Michael Usi, was with his silence, and there were slogans that were aired by the vice president saying, "Let them pass, they are our friends and relatives." He maintains that there must be peace, and there is no reason why people should inflict violence on each other because of politics and campaign. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
Kuyambira chaka chino Masango kupita kusogolo aliyense azikavota kuyang'ana chikumbutima chake nyumba mwanga mwibanji mukangotero.
People's Transformation Party President Kamuzo Chiwambo has pressed to resolve Malawi's foreign exchange shortage within 30 days if elected into office. Speaking to journalists in Lilongwe during the launch of the party's manifesto, Chiwambo also outlined plans to strengthen national security by equipping police officers with motorbikes to enhance the crime response efforts. He emphasized that Malawi possesses the resources and potential for meaningful development, but stressed that visionary leadership is key to unlocking progress. Here's part of what Chiwambo had to say.
I talked about issues of the economy. The economy of Malawi is in shambles. The economy of this country is actually in ICU. We've never plummeted this low as a country. Our kwacha at the moment, there are two money markets in Malawi, as I'm talking. The official, which is about 1.7, 1.8, and then the non-official, the so-called parallel market, which is about 5,000 kwacha to $1. And let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. When we go to a shop in Malawi, let me ask you this question. When you buy whatever item you buy, at which rate was that item acquired to be in that shop? It is, they use the black market trade because our banks don't have dollars. So when you and I are buying any item from any shop, we are buying at the parallel rate, which means that when you go to banks, even though we say that this is the official rate, but the banks they don't have forex. Forex is in the hands of individuals. We need to end this nonsense. We need to end, and to me, this has happened because of government failure.
And in international news, in Zambia, a breakthrough may be near as the government and the family of late former President Edgar Lungu have agreed to begin mediated talks to resolve a protracted dispute over his funeral arrangements. In a joint statement released on Monday, both parties confirmed that they will participate in a formal mediation process aimed at striking a balance between state protocols and the family's personal wishes while safeguarding the dignity of the late president. Chaidesh Langa is reading an African news report.
The dispute dates back to June following Lungu's death in South Africa. His family initially expressed a desire for a private burial abroad, citing emotional strain and concerns over potential political interference, particularly from President Hakainde Hichilema's administration. However, the Zambian government maintained that a state funeral in Lusaka was both appropriate and mandatory, in line with established procedures for former heads of state. A legal battle ensued, with South African courts ultimately ruling that Lungu's remains should be repatriated to Zambia. The decision cleared the way for funeral preparations but left unresolved tensions between the state and the family. The 3-month standoff has sparked intense public debate and heightened political tensions, with some citizens urging the government to respect the family's wishes, while others insisted that Lungu's status as a national figure warranted full state honors. With mediators now appointed, both the government and Lungu's family have pledged to prioritize unity, national healing, and respect for the former president's legacy as they work toward a mutually acceptable solution. Meanwhile, the High Court in Pretoria, South Africa, has reserved judgment in a case brought by the family of former Zambian President Edgar Lungu, who is seeking leave to appeal a ruling on his burial arrangements. The matter was held on Monday after submissions from lawyers representing both the Lungu family and the Zambian government.
That news item brings us to the end of our today's news bulletin. Before we leave you, another look at the headlines. Pope Leo XIV urges youth to follow example of newly canonized saints. Presidential candidates sign peace declaration ahead of 16th September elections. DPP slams government over economic mismanagement, promises reforms. And in the news, former Zambian President Lungu's family in mediated talks to end funeral disputes. You have been with me, Fales Chizombe. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.